Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Susan Vu. I'm a holistic transpersonal counsellor, which means that when I'm in the field of healing, I like to approach it from a mind, body, and soul spiritually integrated way. And today I'm going to talk to you about the inner child. And when I work with people who are in toxic relationships, they're in avoidant, dynamic, push and pull kind of relationships, we tend to go back to the inner child because that is usually where the cause and where the pattern of attracting these relationships came from. And sometimes it doesn't even come from that person, it came from their parents. And so when we are before the age of 10, we are taught how to relate. We are taught what to expect in a relationship because our parents are the first role model for our minds to integrate, for our minds to believe in, for our minds to expect. So when we get out into the real world, as we move into adulthood, if we are still holding on to these beliefs that this is what a relationship looks like, and this is how a relationship should feel like, depending on how our parents treat each other and how they treated us, then that's the pattern that we're going to end up playing in. That's the pattern that we're going to end up attracting because that's what we're familiar with, that's what we expect. And it also, a lot of our beliefs around ourselves, it's formed in our childhood. So if we didn't feel like we were worthy enough, we were good enough, if we were lovable or likable as a child, then it's most likely going to play out and it's going to continue to be our belief system as an adult unless we do the inner work to change it. And so if you are wanting to understand how doing this inner child work can change all that, can help you move into healthier relationship dynamics, then you're in the right place. And just keep watching because now I'm going to talk about what is the inner child. So the inner child is a younger person. It's your younger self. And the age that I focus on in inner child therapy is the age where there was the most trauma, because that would have created the most powerful ripple effects in a person's adulthood, in their adult relationships. And so the inner child is the reason why there's a focus on developing a healthy relationship with the inner child, because it correlates to developing a healthy relationship with the younger parts of yourself, the younger parts of you that needed love, that needed care, that needed presence, and maybe it didn't get what it needed. And it could be also the younger part of you that needed that validation, that needed that assurance, that encouragement. And the mission that person needs to go on to move into healthy relationships is to develop a healthy relationship with themselves, especially the inner child. They can speak directly to their pain, to the younger parts of themselves that needed love, that needed presence, that needed more encouragement, that needed to be shown what a healthy relationship looks like. And if it didn't get that from anyone else, then it needs to get it from you. You're that person for your inner child. You're the person that can heal the youngest parts of yourself that were hurt, basically. And so you get to become your own parent through this process. It's called reparenting the inner child. It's a very beautiful, beautiful process. It's so heart-opening. You know, when you acknowledge your inner child, you're acknowledging the pain that your younger self went to. You're acknowledging, all the times, all the needs and wants that weren't met within your younger self, and you get to start meeting these needs and wants. You get to complete the story with yourself. And the inner child has so many gifts. It's that part of you that holds your greatest gifts. It's a part of you that's so authentic. It's a part of you that's fearless. It's a part of you that it's such a unique personality. You were born into this world, and as a child, the way that a child behaves and the way that they go for what they want, it comes from such an authentic place. And many of us adults can lose that as we grow up, as we become more conditioned by society, as we start to assimilate into our environment. We can lose a lot of our essence and what makes us uniquely who we are. And so the process of the inner child is to get you back to that, to your essence, get you back to your unique self. It's a very beautiful process, and it can help heal relationships, because once you become whole in yourself and you have you learn, working with a qualified therapist or working with a really healthy role model of what you want to achieve, you as you develop the healthy qualities of being able to communicate, of being able to practice presence, of being able to practice kindness, and as you meet the needs and wants of the inner child, as you bring them into your life in a conscious way, you become more whole, you become more of who you truly are. You create safety. You learn how to create safety in your body, in your relationships, in your world, and so you're more likely to attract healthier relationships, and you'll be able to recognize healthy partners and choose to be with them, rather than unconsciously falling into unhealthy, toxic patterns, or rather than falling for the wrong person that brings out the worst in you. The wrong person is a person that brings out your wounds, your trauma. But ultimately it's so you can heal them. It's so you can become aware of them, so you can become more whole in yourself and give yourself the needs and the wants that weren't given to you as a child, because your child exists within you right now. So are you ready to integrate them, bring them into your adult life, and become the best parent you can be for them? And it's beautiful, because through this process you recognize the parent you may have became if you didn't do the work. If you didn't choose to heal, then you're going to just pass on these toxic, unhealthy traits to your children. Trauma is generational. It can get passed down up to 5 generations and more. So it's very important work. It's very powerful work. And if you need any further assistance or support with this is one of my specialties. I'm currently taking complimentary 30-minute calls. We can get to know each other, we can dive into your history, and I can help you become more aware of your relationships and why they're playing out the way they are, and give you that support. So just reach out. My website is susanvu.com, or you can email me at Susan. You can email susan@susanvu.com. This will all be in the caption below. So thank you if you have watched this far, and please leave a comment, leave a like if you want to see more videos like this, and let me know if I can support you in any way. Alright, thank you. Bye.